Hey everyone, Nubkeks here and welcome back to another game of Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going on to Braxis Holdout and I'm going to be showing you my personal favourite Sonya build. It does differ a little bit from the meta and certainly actually differs a lot from some of the other Sonya builds I've seen. Particularly this is coming from Team League, so we're playing with a lot of Diamond level people. And there's a lot of pretty terrible Sonya builds in Diamond, so hopefully this can give you an insight into how to get more out of Sonya than you would probably sort of expect to. Malthuel's banned away by us first, obviously. No surprise there, he's like the best hero in the game, and it's Braxis where he's really good, so he's gone, bye-bye, thank you, it's been fun. I was at this point thinking of first picking Genji, which would be great. Genji is also insanely strong on Braxis. Really, they should be the two bans, and indeed they are the two bans, Malthuel and Genji. Genji is super good because he can gank and rotate between the lanes, which a lot of other heroes can't do because the rotations are so difficult. And his deflect plus the perfect defense talent at 7, he can just shred through the boss because the boss attacks ridiculously fast. It gives just crazy deflect damage, like it's insane. So you can just take loads of extra bosses with Genji, plus you can gank the different lanes. It's really nice. So those are those two. Actually telling my teammate, I was hoping to get an Illidan game. I haven't actually managed to get a good Illidan game. But this is one of the things I want to get for you guys, is a good Illidan game to do post-game commentary. I often do him, you know, on streams and stuff like that, because he's really fun. So I actually have had a few, I think, Illidan videos recently, but I don't think any of them have been post-game comms, which is what I want to bring to you guys. Enemy team picks up Artanis, so this means obviously definitely no Illidan. And they also grab Nazeebo. So that's actually fine, Nazeebo, that's a weird pick. Love my two teammates picks, Nigarasu and Cascon. These are my two teammates that I was queuing up with for Team League, so two perfect picks. Best support in the game, best tank in the game. Thanks, great, fantastic. Hard to go wrong with that one. So that's really good. I had I think my third placement game, my teammate told us not to pick Uther because he loses on Brax. I don't know. Anyway, that was painful. This actually gets kind of interesting here though. Rexxar ban is very weird. Very weird. So I was wondering here, initially I was thinking we want to ban Dehaka because they get to pick their solo laner first if they want. And Dehaka would be the best one. I was also thinking maybe we should ban Sonya, because why would you ban Rexxar? It's kind of weird. Rexxar, I believe, is actually very good against Sonya. I'm not an expert on Rexxar, but I think that it's one of the lanes that Sonya actually might not do well in. So I was thinking maybe that's why they banned Rexxar out. They want to pick up Sonya. They pick up Lunara and Karazim instead. So at this point, I'm thinking I'll probably grab Sonya. And this is part of why I do grab Sonya. Basically, she's super strong. There's not much that's good against her. In fact, one of the things that's good against her, which I think is Rexxar, has been banned away. So, and also Dehaka, they're both pretty decent. So yeah, happy days. I'll just pick Sonya. Should be pretty damn good. I don't think there's anything we can really pick that can wreck me here. I think maybe, you know, Zagara could, but I mean, we're gonna actually get Tracer, which is unusual too. But Tracer would certainly make that Zagara pick something of a risk. So plus the Nubkeks be pretty decent against Zagara too. This the CC, the lockdown, pretty nice, just ganker killer. So I think we've got plenty of answers to that. And I'm strongly suspecting this final pick they're saying, hey, we'll pick up Sonya. They made the mistake of not picking up earlier, if so. Because he's certainly taking a long time to actually pick and lock in his hero. So yeah, there is the draft. I mean, the 4-man team for them down the bottom is Nazeebo, Lunara, Karazim, and Artanis. There's really no synergy there. Uther and Ubrak is fantastic. Gul'dan is great as well. The Tracer's a bit wonky, but it could work just fine. And the enemy team picks up Artanis. So we're going to be running Sonya against Artanis in the top lane. I'll see you in the game to see how that goes. Alright guys, and here we are. Welcome to the game. We are playing Sonya. Going to be up against Artanis in the solo lane here on Braxis. Level 1, going to be grabbing block. This is by far my favourite level 1 talent. I think it is fantastic. It makes your solo lane much more impactful as well. And this will certainly help us against the enemy team's Artanis, particularly if he takes block 2. It'd be kind of annoying. Often, that's what I found, you know, oftentimes in solo lanes and in Braxis, you really do want to have a good solo lane. You want to win if possible. But if one solo laner takes block and the other one doesn't take block, often the one that takes block will win because it's just such a powerful 1v1 tool. It's just such a strong talent. So yeah, I mean, Shot of Fury is okay. Warpaint is a bit underwhelming, and I'm really not going too much into basic attacks with this particular build with Sonya. That's not really the focus. It used to be before they basically buffed the crap out of Whirlwind a while ago. Since then, Whirlwind is like the best thing ever. Rip. Rest in pieces. Yeah, so that's a little bit rough. Anyway, here, I'm actually a little bit late moving out. So we can see that the entire enemy team was down bottom. So I'm actually going to use my Q to hook in, and then I'm going to go attack these minions. Normally speaking, of course, you don't want to use your... Tracer went to chase Lunara, I think, and didn't kill her. You don't want to use your Ancient Spear, your Q, to actually attack minions. That's not what you want to do. But it's a long cooldown, right? In this case, I did want to do it. And you can see it was actually too slow. I wanted to kill the minions and push them into the towers before Artanis got there, so they miss out on some XP. Didn't happen. Sidestep his swap. That's the most important thing against Artanis, is that we sidestep his swap. And so long as we're like this, we're going to just win the lane. What you want to do is you want to save your Q for when you actually fight the Artanis himself. And this is the same as true for most heroes. You want to just beat on the minions. This is a mistake from me. Okay. So that was not the best trade. Now, it's not the worst trade either, because we're Sonya and we're against Artanis. We're going to be fine. But, so what went wrong kind of there is I went in against the Artanis. However, the melee minions died quicker than I thought, which meant that we actually ended up tanking a few tower shots, which is not what you want to do. You basically, so long as you're not tanking the tower shots here as Sonya, you're going to be fine. Start tanking towers and it's going to go bad. That's basically how it works, okay? It's basically how it works. And this is one of those annoying spots right here where the minion wave is frozen in just the wrong place where we can't actually get into Whirlwind or basic attack those things. Good swap by Artanis. We don't want that to happen. And we're in a little bit of a rough spot now. He's burned as well and we haven't, so that kind of balances it out somewhat. Yeah, definitely that awkward position where we can't actually spin in the full minion wave. Basically the worst spot for the minion wave to be for us as Sonya. Now, it's still okay. We can just go grab this beacon. He can't actually leave because he needs to get the XP. The minion wave is pushing in favor for Artanis, so that's fine. We get control of the top beacon. Now we can start clearing out this wave and get it pushing a little bit towards us, but not too much. We want to keep it relatively reasonable here. So Artanis going on to the point. Not too much we're able to do. We're going to Whirlwind on him. Kind of the minion wave, I find it so interesting. It's a sort of more advanced thing that's rarely covered. In Heroes of the Storm, we might miss one minion of XP. Yeah, we missed one minion in order to tap the well. It's not a big problem though. One of the big things with Heroes of the Storm that's not really touched too much, but is in other MOBA games, is the idea of, you know, lane positioning and minion control, that sort of thing. It's kind of funny that that's not really something that comes into it at all. But I'm just kind of focusing on like where the minion wave is and how we play around that. So as Sonya, it's very important. It's actually very important because you want the minion wave somewhere where you can whirlwind. So long as you're whirlwinding in the minions, you're doing well. And then you want to be able to punish enemy heroes, hit them with your Q, and then just start pumping damage into them. For example, right here, maybe it's actually better to just freeze the minion wave here. It's actually okay. It's funny enough because this Artanis has no HP and he's got no well. We know he's got no well for at least probably another 40 seconds minimum. From roughly when he tapped it before. So he can't actually get close to this minion wave. He also can't hold a point. He can keep denying it, but we can just keep taking it back. We're getting all this XP. And the enemy team actually had a very big early game lead. That was also part of why we're losing to Artanis. He had level 4 with the talent and we didn't for a while. But now we've actually denied quite a bit of XP up top. And we've actually equalized the lanes here, which is actually a huge deal. Unfortunately, Artanis calls for backup. He calls for aid. Nazebo is here. Zombie wall gets thrown to the top, so he just walked to the bottom. I tried to mount up, kind of a mistake, walk into some of those spiders. And now this is a little bit rough because we cannot go and fight the minion wave. Nazebo is actually still there. Didn't think he would be. And he actually gets a nice shot in with some of those spells. I'm just checking his talent progress. He actually almost has finished his level 1 Q, which is not super great for us. At this point, I want to play super passive for the next 20 seconds. Then I'm going to tap my well, and then I'll be able to start fighting here again. Also, the wave is pushed up, so I'll be able to spin in it, and it'll be great. But yeah, I'm not too scared at the moment. I mean, Artanis is going to hit us with some stuff. I mean, Block's going to absorb quite a lot. We can trade into him okay, because the Nubkeks on the way, but Nubkeks not going to hit the stuns, and at that point, it's actually alright for us to kind of back up. We want to make sure to get in on this point, so that's what we're going to do, right? So I'm not going to commit to chasing the Artanis. Just grab the well, take the point because we got the HP from tapping the well, which denies the enemy team channel on the point because bottom lane is getting wrecked because a noob isn't there. How it all works out. Now you have this interesting point. The enemy team holds the bottom point, so we want to try to stop Artanis grabbing this. Fortunately, Nazeebo arrives again, and we're actually caught in a rough spot. This is a better rotation for him this time. He's actually pumping lots of damage into us. We're just going to focus on Nazeebo, because he is lower in HP. We actually get the kill in on him, just barely. So it actually works out to be a good trade. Our team should win this bottom lane pretty well now. Actually, seeing as Gul'dan was dead, it's going to be rough. They should still win it. So they got Gul'dan. That's a big mistake from Tracer. Tracer should have killed Lunara. So that sucks. That should have been a better win from us. Basically, that would have been the cost of them. Sorry, my chair's really noisy whenever I adjust position. It's really clunky and stuff. Because Nazeebo rotates to top, it has the cost to the enemy team that Nazeebo is no longer bottom, so that helps us quite a lot. So our team had a good chance to win there. Tracer should kill herself to kill Lunara, because Lunara is much more important than Tracer is. And Nazeebo is pretty weak early game. It's pretty much all on Lunara to do the damage for the enemy team. So we're pretty happy if, you know, Tracer died. I mean, what's Tracer going to do? All she's there to do is kill heroes, whereas Lunara can do lots of things. So, hey, if Lunara gets killed and it costs Tracer's life to do so, it's actually a win for us. That's basically the theory between on that point here. Alright, the enemy team does actually secure the first Zerg wave, and they're a level up in terms of XP. Our bottom lane has not been working out at all. They've been doing some kind of derpy things. So that is unfortunate. Now, speaking of derpy things, Artanis goes deep and gets actually stunned. I don't think I hit him with my... I think it was maybe Uther? I'm not sure who hit him, but someone stunned him. I tried to, and I think I missed with my spear. But obviously, if you stun him mid-dash, he's going to get stuck. So he should not be dashing over the gate there. He got stunned and stuck behind the gate and promptly killed. So whoops for him. Now, over-rotation, over-commitment by the rest of the team, though, to top lane. And that means there's no one down bottom. So they're actually we're gonna miss some XP, and they're gonna probably destroy that fort. I'm gonna start pushing in top. Of course, we need to leave someone top. We need XP, and also work on these towers, which is pretty useful. And you see I'm being super aggro here because I know Artanis is dead. Here he arrives again. Not too worried about it. Unfortunately, the minions position in such a way that we do take some big hits. I actually forgot that they'd level 10, so we end up taking kind of a bad trade. I move towards the top here, assuming he's going to Q the other way. He actually predicted it well, though. And he does get some Q damage in on me. Again, it's nothing too much to worry about. And then it's an interesting rotation here as well, where he has to go back to his gates to pick up the back end of that minion wave for some XP. I don't really want to go and do anything crazy because I'm waiting for level 10. So I'm actually going to go and work on this mercenary camp. And we shouldn't actually miss too many minions of XP. So it's just going to be a bit of extra free stuff for us. In fact, you can see he pushed that wave as hard as he could. Hey, happy days. We didn't miss any XP. Fantastic. So literally only benefits for us. Gonna pop our Wrath of Berserker here and start trading into this Artanis. He's running away. I thought that was kind of hilarious. He pops his taunt. I don't know. He actually thought that was a good trade for him. It's actually really good for us because now he's on really low life. My ult's cooldown is really short. I know he doesn't have his either. So it's fine. I've basically just won the lane for the next, I don't know, half a minute or so. I mean, it's pretty damn good for us. It might force him to tap a well. I don't know if he has a well to tap. I don't know about the cooldown, but I mean, that's definitely a very good trade for us. It costs me very little, and it leaves him just stuck with very little HP, which is great. So it gives me pretty much total freedom. So for example, right here, you can see he's stuck wave clearing, and he can't push out. He can't do anything too aggressive. Doesn't have the HP to do so. So I'm able to roam down here and potentially catch the enemy team with our team. The Wisp actually doing some weird things there. I don't know if she moved it or if we pushed it out of the way. Anyway, that kind of spoils that rotation attempt. It's not going to work now. But basically there, you see us being very cautious and stuff. Didn't know where the enemy team was. They could have been in any of those brushes. I was kind of checking each one. They could have been laying a gank. Speaking of laying a gank and brushes, Artanis is not happy. At this point, we know that the enemy team's rotating, so the Artanis is so isolated. He got caught out by all 5 of our teammates. So I know that the enemy team is rotated back towards bottom. I know that Artanis is going to die, so I don't even bother to attack the Artanis. Go straight for the point. Take the point back, which means that they get, what, 2% channel on the Zerg Swarm. That's it. And we still, of course, get the kill on Artanis anyway. He's that far out of position. So there's no need for me to commit to that Artanis kill. He's going to die pretty much instantly anyway. And that will be fine. Mistime our spear there on the Arthas and miss it, which was kind of silly. actually ends up being a good thing, ironically enough, because he pops Army of the Dead just as he's about to die. So when he respawns in 20 seconds, he's not going to have that cooldown. Whoops for him, fantastic for us. Lunara comes out of the cocoon, and we just, you know, hit her with our stun and kill her. Now the enemy team is still stuck at a position, so we're able to just pop our Wrath of Berserker and dive in. That's a good Divine Shield, very nice, enabling me to go in ham here. We kill Karazim, Nazebo pops out of the ice block, and we pick up the kill on him as well. So that's a nice 3 kills for us. Really well done. Looks like Tracer died in the meantime, but that's okay. We don't mind too much. Artanis, don't know what he's doing. He loves, this is his favorite move, is to do these bizarre blade dashes, which aren't really hitting anything anyway. Just to put him out of position is like the Artanis special in this game. So we just, you know, stun him and kill him. It's grand. Let me mention the other talents here. So these are like, again, this is my favorite build. So level 4 focus attacks. Every 10 seconds, our next basic attack against a hero will do 60% bonus damage, and basic attacks will reduce the cooldown by 1 second. You can see it in the bottom left-hand side of the screen right there. So this is nice for a bit of extra burst damage, great for the solo lane, of course. A level 7 then, Poison Spear. This fits into sort of the same sort of concept. So this makes our Ancient Spear do 150% bonus damage over 6 seconds. That's actually a fair whack of damage when we land our Q on someone. So the idea certainly in the solo lane is that, hey, we hit Artanis with our Q, we hit him with a basic attack, and then those level 4 and level 7 talents plus block at level 1 means we take a really good trade pretty much every single time. They also synergize fantastically with level 10. I mean, you can see that damage on Lunara right there, right? We pop Wrath of Berserker, we hit someone with Q, so not only is the Q hitting, sorry, I should clarify, it increases our damage by 40%, Wrath of Berserker. And it also reduces the duration of stuns, slows, and roots by 50%. And it lasts for 15 seconds. So basically, we pop Wrath of the Berserker, we've got 40% bonus damage. We hit them with a Q, we hit them with the basic attack, then we hit them with probably a W, a Seismic Slam. And then our focus attack, our Poison Spear, both of those things get that bonus damage from Wrath of Berserker as well. It's a massive amount of burst damage. Then we can just Whirlwind after them and sort of chase them with the 10% move speed you get from your trait. You get 10% move speed whenever you use an ability. So we can kind of chase people and get a lot of guaranteed burst out. You can do a lot of damage. And you've kind of seen that a couple of times already. We've had a nice couple of follow-ups to Cocoons, which I think have really illustrated just how much DPS we're able to put out as Sonya. It can be quite a surprise for people to face into. And it brings a lot of single target kill pressure, which I think is pretty good. Interesting enough with these minions, well, 2 interesting things. Number 1 is that while their health bars are there, you can't actually hit them. It takes another second or so. Interesting thing number 2 is Gul'dan can't hit them. Gul'dan can't quite hit them. They're difficult, these stationary minions, or mercenaries I should say. He hit those once, he learned. To be fair, these ones probably a little bit easier to hit. They're a real challenge, the Hellbat camp, a real challenge. Anyway, so this is kind of interesting. We got level 16. We have pretty much all of our heroics. Divine Shield not that far off as well. We know the enemy team is probably here. There's nothing else for them to be doing really, except for sitting around. And generally speaking, teams will do things they shouldn't do instead of just waiting patiently. So, hey, fine. We got a free bruiser camp. Thank you. And now, actually, we still have level 16. We have all of our heroics for sure, so we can go and do the boss. Gonna pop Wrath of Berserker, kill a little bit quicker. Building up our Fury here, ready to pounce on anyone that decides to come in. Artanis, he's considering it. He's certainly considering it. Nubkeks actually gonna cocoon him. I actually like that a lot. So we grab this, getting ready to follow up. Hello, there you go. You can see the damage from that Poison Spear. We're gonna go in and Whirlwind afterwards as well. Nice Divine Shield from Uther once again. We're chasing Arthas. He's a little bit too quick. Almost get him. I make a mistake here, I'm pretty sure. Lunara, look at this. Boom. Alright. That was just purely us. Overstayed. I overstayed really badly there. A couple of seconds too badly, actually. That was a big misplay for me. But you can see just the amount of burst damage we did to the Lunara. That's literally just, Q in with Poison Spear empowered by Wrath of Berserker. Hit her with an empowered basic attack. Hit her with the W, hit her with the Whirlwind, and she's basically dead. Now, she was actually dying from the poison. We didn't need to chase her, and then I over-chased way too far into that gate and took loads of extra damage. If we'd backed away, once it hit the point that that Lunara would die from the poison, we would have been just fine. And then I also walked back in to try to Whirlwind off the Arthas Army of the Dead stuff. Whirlwind wasn't quite off cooldown. He just hit me with Death Coil and killed me. It Yeah, definitely a misplay. I mean, it was one of those weird things too. I knew it was happening, right? I knew it was happening. You know, when I was whirlwinding after that Lunar, I was like, Nubkeks, you need to back off. You don't want to be doing this. This is a mistake. It was like sort of out of body experience where I knew I was making a mistake, but I couldn't change it. It was quite strange. But anyway, there you go. I think that was a demotion game from Diamond 2, but we won, so that's good. We had some pretty bad games. You see, my teammates are slagging each other. We'd had a game last time which was thrown because the other dude was playing Uther, and he like ballsed up the last team fight, missed the Divine Shield, didn't cast it, and let my other teammate die. So he was kind of like took Uther on to the next game. He'd be like, "This is what you should do, dude. This is how you do it," which is kind of funny, and it worked out great. So yeah, there you go. That was Sonya. I also forgot to mention, level 13, Mystical Spear. This reduces the cooldown of your Ancient Spear by 3 seconds, and you also get pulled to the location even if you don't hit a target. Most of you do this for the reduced cooldown on your Spear, which is just loads of extra damage with Poison Spear and utility. More Fury generated, it's just fantastic. And then at level 16, No Escape. This is my favorite talent, which increases the move speed bonus from using your abilities to 25%. So instead of getting 10% move speed for 4 seconds whenever you use an ability, you now get 25% move speed. That's a lot of move speed. It's a really good talent. I was able to pick it in this game because if the enemy team comp wasn't too much of a threat to me. I mean, Lunara, slow damage, so is Nazebo, really. So I'm not really under too much threat of being bursted. I don't need Nerves of Steel, which is the meta standard. And also, like, Uther was on point with Divine Shields and keeping me alive. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm not worried about dying here. Uther's going to de-shield me. I'm going to be fine. I just want to go as ham as I can and do as much damage as I can. So No Escape, giving me move speed is going to be the best option for that. And then level 20, of course, you want to take Ignore Pain every time you frat the Berserker. Without question, it's just insanely strong. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is the Sonya build, my favorite build. Pretty much every single one of my favorite talents for the hero, actually, we got to pick in this game, which was great. And yeah, you could kind of see how effective it was on this map in Braxis. I think it was good in the draft too. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed and picked up a few tips. And yeah, let me know any thoughts you guys have as well about, you know, kind of lane positioning and minion and controlling the minion waves. I thought that was pretty interesting in this game. I mean, the thing is, like, if the wave is super pushed up against Artanis so that we can't actually whirlwind and push it into the towers, it actually makes you more vulnerable to being ganked as Sonya, who's kind of pushed up to take XP. But it does open up the possibility to rotate, which you could do on like Tomb or Dragonshire or something like that, Infernal Shrines maybe. But yeah, Braxis, obviously the lane's too far away, you can't rotate away, so there's really no advantage to it. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, there you guys go. A few thoughts. Hope you enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did. See you all next time for more Heroes of the Storm. Bye bye.